Guys, we'll start Servlet first application. Guys, see, we decided like yesterday Servlets are used to write the programming at server side, right? We decided to write the programming at server side. Servlet is object executed what client side, server side. Servlet is object, write the programming at server side. Servlets are take the request from the client, process the request, give the response back to the client, right? Give the response back to the client. Yes, very good. Because yesterday class notes protectedtest.com/ where we placed guys servlets servlets 10. When you open this, it's asking password. The password for this one is Java. Yes, very good. Yeah, yesterday class we done this point, right? Guys, did you install the Tomcat server? Everyone? Guys, did you install Tomcat server?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Servlet is used to write the programming at server side. Servlet is object executed at server side. So this is very, very important. Guys. Servlet is object that receives the request from the client and generate the response based on the generate the response based on what? Generate the response based on that request, right? Exactly. Guys, who will execute the servlets means server will execute the servlets, guys. That's what yesterday I showed you how to install the server, and all, right? Exactly. I hope in your system server is ready. Right? Exactly. The guys who are missing the last two classes, let me share the last two classes recorded sessions with you so that you can check the recorded session. Then it will be good to follow the classes. Okay, good. Yeah. This last two classes recorded session, guys. Advanced Java. Okay, Advanced Java by Ratan. So 10:30. Advanced Java by Ratan 10:30. Okay, this is like demo 1, demo 2. Two classes are there here. Just you can check the two classes. Yes, if anyone is a new, try to open this link. So here, just let me place the video links about last two classes. Class 1, this is a link, and you can take the class 2. Class 2. So demo 1, this is like demo 2. Two classes, guys. Just you can check the two classes once. Okay. Just let me place this video links in chat box. These are video links, guys. Class 1, class 2 video links. Okay. And moreover, to check the class notes link, just this is a class notes link. It's protectedtest.com/servlets 10 a.m. 10. When you open this asking password, yeah, the password for this link is Java. JAVA is the password. You try to check that links once, okay? Yeah, Mustafa, I shown the recorded session, right? I showed the recorded session, just you can check it. Just last class, we discussed some introduction about the Servlets. Okay. Last class 2 days, just like last two classes, the only intention is what servlets are used to write the programming at server side. Generally, servlets are designing web applications. Right? Web application contains a client server architecture. So when you see the recognition, you get the more clarity. Okay, you'll get the more clarity. Because finally, so here we have the data like client server database. Client is there, server is there, database is there. Okay. So responsibility of the client means what? Who sends the request and who takes the response is called client. Who sends the request and who takes the response is called client. Server responsibility is what is? Server contains application. It takes the request. Generate the response back to the client. Yes or no? Client server database used to store the data. Okay. Because when you make the application, you will get the more clarity. No worries about that. Okay. This is the client, server, and database, guys. So today class we decided we need to create one servlet at server side. Just create the servlet with server side with the URL pattern is like first servlet is URL pattern. Guys, what is the requirement? Tell me here. For today class requirement is like create the servlet at server side. Create the servlet at server side Create the servlet side with the URL pattern. Okay, see, server side, if you implemented means the servlet contains URL pattern. The URL pattern is what? Slash first servlet. Okay, so create the servlet at server side. Guys, create the servlet at server side with the URL is what? The first servlet is URL pattern, guys. The servlet is URL pattern. So using browse client, send the request.
Then, Mr. Ratan.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, if you do not mind, can you please give a bit recap of last two classes? What is servlets and what advanced Java?
Yeah, give me a second.
I request.
Okay, you can check this point one. The point one. This is a day one notes, which is there in the that link, right? Product test. You try to open that link. Mustafa, you try to open that link first. You try to see the first class notes. producttest.com/servlet10. Are you using mobile or using laptop?
Laptop.
Yeah. Then you try to open this link once. producttest.com/servlet10.
I did.
Then asking password, right?
Yeah, Java.
Java you open, right?
Yes.
In that case, you can find the day one notes, day two notes, video links, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I copied day one notes. So let me explain the day one notes first. After that class, you can check the video also. You get the more. Okay.
I'll do.
Yeah, Advance syllabus is this is a syllabus. Advance we will discuss about the servlets, JSP, JSTL, expression language, Jdbc. Okay, this is Advance syllabus. So as part of Advance, you will get this one, and you will get the databases like two databases, MySQL database and Oracle database. You will teach, and we will build application using these two tools, Maven tool and Beta tool. And in this course, you will get the UI technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. To build this application, we are using IDs like Eclipse ID, VSC ID, IntelliJ ID. Okay, so these are the concepts we are going to cover in Advanced Java. This is syllabus and the databases, tools, UI technologies, and IDs. Okay, using these all, we will build one project. We will build one application. We will build an application project using about all the points, like using this Maven, using HTML, using MySQL, using Servlets, JSP, JSTL. We will make one application.
Ratan, are you gonna teach us HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as well?
Because see, basically, this advantage to build a web application. This advantage of building web application means what? Web application contains a client-server architecture, right? Client-server architecture-based application, right? It means client has to send the request. Client sending the request to the server means what? In the client, we need to design the login pages or registration pages or not.
Yes.
So to say in Advanced Java class, we are responsible to make the login page, registration pages, right? So for those login pages, registration pages, updation pages, how much HTML required, that we will discuss here. Because here there is no UI developers, right? So we are the responsible to make everything, right? That's whatever the examples, login pages, registration pages, updation pages, scrolling pages, for those all we will build here, okay, using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So finally, we decided Advanced Java means what kind of applications you can design. Web applications you can design. Web applications means client-server architecture-based application, right? Client-server architecture-based application. Web application follows three-tier architecture. What are three-tier? Client tier, server tier, database tier, right? Client, server, and database tier. Okay. What is the responsibility of the client? Mr. Just you tell me that points.
Responsibility request and
take the response, right? Generally, who will send the request? Browsers, right? All browsers of examples of clients only. So all the browsers examples of clients means at the client side, we will design the login pages, registration pages, right? So how can we design those login page, registration pages, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, JS, something like that, right? Those are called client-side technologies. The technologies used to write the programming at the client side, right? Those are called client-side technologies. Okay. What is responsibility server here? What is the responsibility server? Server contains the project. What is the application deployed?
It takes the request.
Takes the request, process the request, render the response back to the browser, right? Client, right? Render the response to client. in the sense browser, right? Generally, we have the server like Tomcat server, Glassfish server, WebLogic server, WebSphere server, JBoss server, right?
Yes.
So server side technology is what? To write the programming at server side, right? So in Advance Java, we have the Servlets and JSP. Mostly in Advance Java, Servlets and JSP. What is Servlets and JSP will do? We will write the coding at client side or server side?
Server side.
We'll write the coding at server side. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to write the coding at the client side, right?
Got it.
Yeah, database purpose is what? To store the data, right?
Yes.
The data. Basically, client server database. Client means what? Who sends the request and who takes the response is called client. Server means what? Server contains the project, takes the request, process the request, database used to store the data. But web application contains 3 layers, layered architecture: presentation layer, business layer, persistence layer. Presentation layer means what? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? UI technologies. Presentation layer. Business layer means Servlets and JSP, because we are writing the business logics using Servlets and JSP concepts, right?
Yes.
That is called business layer. Third one is what? Persistence layer. Actually, we are writing the business logics using Servlets and JSP, right? At server
Yes.
side.
Yes.
So the servlets will read the data from the form page, process the data. Assume like after processing, I want to store my data into the database. To store your data in the database, servlets and JSPs are directly cannot connect to the database.
Okay.
Servlets and JSPs are cannot. Servlets and JSP server side coding, right? The servlets and JSPs are not responsible to connect the database. Then what the servlets and JSP will do? They'll use the Jdbc API, Jdbc class and interfaces, right? Jdbc class and interfaces to work with the database.
Basically, servlets and JSP connect to JDBC and JDBC
will connect the database. Okay.
One question, Ratan, like where does this CoreJava comes in existence?
Here your servlets and JSP are writing the code, right? The code is completely based on CoreJava only.
Okay, I got it.
In the CoreJava, servlets creation of objects, calling the methods, create getting the data. This is all based on the CoreJava concepts. All comes on the CoreJava. We got the point, right? This is called presentation layer. This is called servlets and JSP to write the program with server side. But why the Jdbc came into the picture means because servlets and JSPs are cannot connect to the database. That's what we need to go for the Jdbc classes. So the Jdbc API is connecting with the database, right? Exactly. So we clearly written the message. Persistence logic means what? The technical word persistence logics means the logics are interacting with the database is called persistence logic, right? Yeah, servlets purpose is what gets used to write the programming at server side. JSP, JSTL expression language. Actually, these three are the same. JSP, JSTL expression language. Why I'm saying like same means what? It's not like three technologies, guys. Actually, in the .jsp files, .jsp file, JSP coding is .jsp file coding. In the JSP file coding, we can write the JSP code, you can write the JSTL code, you can write the expression language code, or you can combine all the three things also.
Okay.
Let's see. For example, here I have the success.jsp file. To render the response, we are going for success.jsp file. In the success.jsp file, you can write which code, JSP code you can write, expression language code you can write, JSTL code you can write. Okay, so to render the view part, we are using JSPs. To render view purpose, mostly we are going for the JSPs. What is the JSTL expression language means? Don't think like JSTL and expression language are separate concepts. JSTL and expression language is not separate concepts. What we are using in the JSP code only, in the JSP pages only, in the JSP pages, we can write the code using JSP technology. We can write the code using expression language. We can write the coding JSTL language. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, that is the point. So that we understood that purpose of servlets, write the programming at server side, JSP, JSTL expression language to make the JSP pages, JDBC to connect the database. These are the databases to store the data. This is a Maven is a build tool that I'll tell you later. Build tool. Your technologies means what? To write the programming at the client side. IDs means what? To write the code, right? To write the code. So finally understood that Advjava mainly for which applications? Advjava is mainly for which applications? Is web applications, right? This is a day one notes. Day one is clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So finally, we decided we need to make one web application. To make one web application, what we need to do? We need to write the coding at server side, right? In that case, first of all, we have to know what is a servlet. So servlet means what? Guys, servlet API. What is servlet? Servlets are used to write the programming at what? Server side, right? Write the programming at server side. Servlet is object executed server side. Servlet is an object executed at what? Server side. And servlet is what is the response servlet? Tell me. We are writing servlet at server side, right? What it will do? What it will do?
It receive a request from the client.
And generate response based on the request, right?
Yes.
That is the response servlet. That's it. And the names are like servlets 5.0 version, latest version. The servlets are renamed like Jakarta servlet. The servlets are renamed as what? Jakarta servlet, right? Jakarta servlet, formerly Java servlet, right?
Okay.
Exactly. Guys, CoreJava contains how many packages total?
14.
14 packages are there. Out of 14 packages, the default package java.lang package. But servlet predefined support in the form of the packages. Servlet contains only these three packages: javax.servlet package, javax.servlet.hd package, javax.servlet.annotation package. But here I said three packages, but strictly speaking, but this is one package only, right? Javax.servlet package. Whatever this HTTP and annotation, these are sub packages of servlet package, right? So, if you know CoreJava, in the CoreJava, java.lang is the main package. Java.lang.annotation is what sub package, right? The
Yes.
same way, javax.servlet is a main package.
Okay.
It contains how many sub packages? It contains two sub packages, right? HTTP and annotation is sub packages. Okay. So finally, servlets predefined support in the form of how many packages means only one package is there. Only one package, which is javax.servlet package. Java extra servlet package contains a class and interfaces handling the normal request and response concepts. As handling what? Normal request and response. So, but these days we are using HTTP request and response. So Java extra.servlet.http package contains class and interfaces handling the HTTP request. So I will tell you what is a normal request and what is HTTP request. But this package contains data to handling normal request. This package contains data to handling HTTP request. This package contains annotations to write the annotations code. Okay, this package contains what? Annotations, right? Yeah, total three things, guys. We need to handle the normal request, HTTP request, and we write the coding using annotations, right? Exactly. So we understood that, okay, servlet is there, some API which contains three packages. Okay, response was servlet, you know. If you know the response servlet, but who will execute servlets? The servlets are executed at server side, right? The servlets are executed at server side means in your system, first of all, you need to install the server or not?
Yes.
You need to install the server. That's what, guys, we done the download and install the server, right? Yeah, download and what? Install the server. Okay,
in
just
CoreJava, like JVM execute the code, and in Advanced Java,
servlets are executed the server. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, this is like Tomcat location, guys. Just you do parallelly the work. So Mustafa, right? Your name?
Yeah. Yes. Ram.
Yeah. Just you can take that link. Try to open that link once. Try to open that link. Tomcat.apache.org. If anyone is new, try to do it now itself. If anyone still Tomcat is not installed, you try to install now. Okay, I'm repeating the process again. So you open this one, right, Mustafa? Mustafa, did you open that one?
Yes, I'm doing that.
Yeah. In that case, we have the Tomcat 9 download option is there. Tomcat 9 you can click. The latest version of the Tomcat is Tomcat 10 now, but you can go for the Tomcat 9. Tomcat 9 just you can click. Okay. If you click on the Tomcat 9, Mustafa, the left hand side just you can come down. Just to come down. Here are able to see 32-bit or 64-bit Windows Service Installer.
Yes. Yes.
Just click on that. Download that. Just click on download button, guys. Everyone, please do the process. If still not done the installation of Tomcat, please do it the process today. Please do it the process today. So go for this website. I pasted in chat.
And sir, I have Mac with me, so it's Windows Service Installer. Will it support?
Are we using Mac? do one thing. Mac means we need to go for the zip file. We need to download zip file.
Hello, sir.
32 or 64 one.
According to your system.
Karan, tell me.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, first we will start servlet or JDBC concepts.
No, we'll start the servlets, because once if you write the programming at server side, write the coding at server side, read the data from the form pages. After doing the reading the data from the form pages, then we connect to the database, right?
Okay, sir.
That's what first to server side, you need to read the data, process the data. After processing only, we need to store the data in the database, right? To store the data into the database, then you can write the database logics, right?
Okay. And sir, like suppose we are taking response from the browser, like someone is filling a form and it is submitting it. We are getting data on the server side. Is it necessary to send something in the response?
Definitely, right? See, once if you that is, see, someone is giving some request to you, means you need to take the request details, you need to process the data, right? After processing, if you are interested, you can give the response. If you're not interested, you can ignore it, right? That's up to you.
Okay, sir. So it is optional to send a response. It not necessary.
Not necessarily, it's optional.
Okay,
but generally we will give them. The browser side means what? If they're giving some request to you, you need to give some acknowledgement to them, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Generally. Good. Yes, Tomcat download for the Mac. Tomcat download for the Mac. Yes, the guys who done the Tomcat, yeah. How to install the Apache Tomcat in the Mac? Install the Tomcat on the Mac OS. Okay, fine. Yes, install the Tomcat on the Mac 11 bigger. Prerequisite Java version required, guys. We try to do the Java version. Mustafa. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can follow this link. Okay. Tomcat 9.x version required, what? Java 8 or earlier version, right? Yeah, 8 or earlier version. So I hope export the Java installation of Tomcat. I hope you know these commands, right? In your system, how to use this command.
Yes, I do.
So try.
I'll follow that.
Okay, just you can follow this link once. I placed in chat. Okay, so you try to download the Tomcat. I think here complete information is there. Yeah, how to open the Tomcat after downloading. This is the default page will be open. You try to check this complete information. Okay. Yeah. Has anyone using Windows just now downloaded?
Yes, sir, I had.
Just now downloaded, Gaurav?
Yes, sir, I have downloaded.
Then Gaurav, just you can try to open it and try to read what is asking. Okay.
Just it asks for permissions. I agree.
First case, it is showing like, first point, it's asking like, step 1, host manager example. Do you find any checkboxes like that? Host manager and examples?
Yes, sir.
By default, the checkboxes are not checked, right? Can please check the checkboxes. First step.
Yes, sir. Then next.
Then click on next. After clicking on the next, then it is asking some port numbers, right?
8080.
By default, HTTP is taking like 8080 port, guys. But you need to change that port number, because later if you install the Oracle database in your system, Oracle database is by default port number is 8080. Oracle default port number is what? 8080. That's what. Can you please change the port number to any 4-digit number?
Any 4-digit?
Any 4-digit number. Just you can like 9999. Okay. That's one thing. And below it is asking Tomcat username and passwords, right?
Yes, sir.
Give the Tomcat username. Any username password you can give, not a problem. But in future, to work with that Tomcat, we need to enter this username password. Okay. Remaining 8GB port is there, shutdown port is there, right? That we don't need to check. Just you can ignore that. Only HTTP port you can change. Okay. And give the username and password. Guys, give the username and what password, right? Yes. Good. That's it. Next one. Gaurav, what next step?
Yes, it is installing.
No, it's installing, right? Guys, to install the Java, to install the Tomcat in your system, JRE required. Some students are directly trying to install the Tomcat without JDK software. When you
So JDK 16 is installed in my.
yeah. To install this Java, first of all, JDK required. Okay, you do that first. Next step is what it is asking.
It will be all.
Sir, it is finished.
Yeah, it's finished, right? Yeah.
So
Once
how
the,
to check the Tomcat is installed or not?
once the installation process is completed, guys, go to the folder location. The folder location is what? You try to see like no local disk C. Yeah, local disk C is there. Local disk C, program files is there. Program files, you can find Apache Software Foundation here. Apache Software Foundation. So here you can find a Tomcat 9.0, right? Tomcat 9.0.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see these all the folders, right?
No, sir. You do not currently have permission to access this folder.
Why?
No, sir, I have permissions.
Huh?
Yes, I can access the folders.
Total how many folders are you able to see?
What, sir?
How many folders are there? Just you can read that folder.
So bin, config, libraries, blocks, temp, all these folders that you have.
Yeah. So total 7 folders, right? Yeah. Let me give some explanation. First folder, the first folder, like bin folder, because bin folder contains binary executables to start and stop the server. Right? This bin folder contains Tomcat 9, right? Yeah, Tomcat 9, right? Gaurav, just you try to open this Tomcat 9 file, Tomcat 9 file, Tomcat
Yes,
9 file. Yeah, if you double click on that file, you will get the message Tomcat started so and so milliseconds.
Start server in milliseconds. 114 milliseconds.
Server started, right? Your system. Yeah. So it means server is ready. So in your system, Tomcat server is ready, right? So open the browser, open client, right? Open the client. The client is nothing but a browser, right? Open the client, send the request to server. Okay. So how to send the request to server? This is a browser is nothing but a client, guys. Here you can type localhost. Localhost is because my server is there in the same machine, right? That's what I can go for localhost. Assume like if your server is present in some different host means you can need to IP address, right? We need to give the IP address. But tell me guys, now the server is there in the same machine means that's what I'm using localhost, right? Localhost colon 9999. So Gaurav, in your system, what the port number you given? Just you can enter that port number. Enter the port number, click on enter. If the server really started properly, so my client connect to the server. Here I will get like Tomcat admin console, like a Tomcat admin console. You got the Tomcat admin console, right?
I also got the same page.
So it means Tomcat working properly in your system. Okay, good. See, in future, if you want to deploy any applications in the Tomcat server, because my server is started now, I need to deploy some applications. So you click on manage app. Click on what? Manage app. Gaurav. If you click on manage app, then it's asking username password, right?
Yes.
The Tomcat installation time, what is the username password is given? Just you can give the Tomcat username password. Tomcat. In my system, I have a Tomcat. Click on sign in. Click on sign in, right? Once if you click on sign in, you will get the what a list of applications what I previously deployed. These are the previously deployed applications, guys. But maybe in your system, Gaurav, you can find the examples folder, host manager folder, because by default
there's a docs, example, host manager, and manager.
Because by default some examples you will get it. Because when we have the time, just you can see the examples folder. If you see the examples folder, guys, here you can see by default some examples, so Servlet examples. If you click on Servlet example, guys, this is a hello world example. That hello world example server will execute the code. Source, see, this is a source code of Servlet examples, guys. Today after installation, you try to see these points. Hello world is extending HTTP servlet. They're overriding do get method, right? Do get method, response.set content type, get writer. They're writing HTML, add hello world application, right? Exactly. Okay, see hello world. How many times I written here total message? One is a title. Title is a hello world. Body is what? Hello world, right? Yeah. Yes, let me execute this code. Now server will execute the code. We got the message hello world or not? There's a predefined examples. Yes, a request info is there, cookies is there, request headers are there. Just a source code. This is a source code. Request.get method, request to protocol. This is the sample code. They given already here, right? Execute this code, guys. See, method is called get request you are sending. Protocol, path info like this. Like that, they given some example. JSP example, if you want the JSP examples. So source code, if you see first of all, source code for the basic arithmetic example. This is a JSP coding part. That is all about what JSP. This is a dollar symbol you are finding, right? This dollar symbol is expression coding, expression language. Like that, anyhow, you got some information, right? Yeah, so the examples, guys. You try to see that examples, okay? Good. No, sir, I want to deploy the new application. Guys, to deploy the new application, here we have the option like deploy option is there. Just deploy option is there. I will use these all options later, guys. I will show you these all options later. Okay. This is the points are clear now. Okay, fine. Well and good. Good. Okay, there is a bin folder, guys. So you try to check that point. Bin folder means what? Binary executables to start and stop the to stop the server, right? Yeah, I done that point. Leave it there. The second folder you can see. What the second folder is here? Config folder. Config folder contains the configuration details. Configuration details means see you forgot the username password. Otherwise, you want to change the username password. Maybe you forgot the username password. If you want to change the username password, Gaurav, just you can try to open the tomcat-users.xml file. In the tomcat-users.xml file, are able to see username password, right? What the username password is given that place. Okay, so you're able to see username password, right? Gaurav, able to see the
Yes,
points
sir.
or not? Yes.
Yes, sir. I am getting username and password.
Yeah. In future, if you want, you can change it and save the file. No problem. Done. And no, sir, I want to change my port number, guys. To change the port number, you need to go for the server.xml file. In the server.xml file, right click, edit plus. Are able to see server.xml file. In a server.xml file, you can look for the HTTP protocol port number. Here 9999. HTTP, right? HTTP connector port, connector on port 9999, right? This is the connect HTTP protocol port here. Very clear now. Like this. And if you want to check the connection pooling information, later classes we'll go for the connection pooling information. To check the connection pooling information, context.xml file required. Remember that point when you take the connection pooling at server side, I can go for the context.xml. So to change the username password, tomcat-user.xml, to change the port number server.xml file, to change the connection pooling information, context.xml, right? Exactly, context.xml, guys. I clearly written the same, the same here. Config folder it contains what the configuration details of server. Check the username password like this. Check the port number like this. Check the connection pooling information like this, right? Exactly. Tell me what the next folder, Gaurav. After config folder, you can find the lib folder, right? Lib is nothing but libraries, guys. Lib is nothing but what? Libraries. So the predefined support, guys. I said like the servlet predefined support, the servlet predefined classes and interfaces. Classes and interfaces are present in the class and interface are present in jar file, guys. Actually, the servlet predefined support, how many jars required? Yes, servlet predefined support means what? The servlet predefined class and interfaces are present in the jar, guys. The jar file name is like servlet-api servlet-api.jar. Yeah, the servlet predefined class and interface present in the jar. Basically, from Advanced Java onwards, the predefined support in the form of the jar files. I've shown the three packages, right? JavaX.servlet package, JavaX.servlet.hd package, annotation package, right? These three things are present in what? Jar file. What is the jar file name? Tell me. The jar file name is servlet-api.jar. Guys, this jar file is present in this lib folder. Guys, sir, no. The jar file is present in what lib folder, right? The jar file present in which folder, guys? Here, lib folder. That's it. Lib folder, right? Exactly. Sir, show me the jar file. Lib folder contains these are the jar file, guys. Servlet-api, servlet predefined support, JSP-api, JSP predefined support. These are like dependent files, guys. These are dependent files, but main files are what? Servlet-api, servlet predefined support, JSP-api, servlet-api, JSP-api. Sir, you are saying Servlet predefined support in the form of the jar file. This is the jar file. Because if you want today, you try to extract this jar file, extract here. Once you extract the jar file, you will get the Servlet packages here. Once if I extract the jar file, you will get this folder. Because how many packages I said total? How many packages? Okay, because extract the jar file, check the packages. How many packages tell me guys? Java X dot servlet package. So Java X dot servlet dot HDB package. Next one is what? Java X dot servlet dot annotation package, right? Yeah. Okay, these all packages, the predefined support in the form of the jar file. The jar file name is what? Servlet-api.jar. It means when you make the Servlet application, we need to take this jar file, guys. While taking the Servlet application, we need to take this jar file, right? Sir, well and good. You are saying Servlet predefined support using this jar file. Sir, can I open once if I extract this jar file? Can I get these packages or not? Definitely. What the package name is? Java X dot Servlet package. Java X dot Servlet package contains directly all the classes. Filter class, filter chain class, Servlet dot class, request dispatcher is there, Servlet config is there, Servlet context is there, Servlet exception is there. This is all Servlet information. This is like normal request, guys. What it contains one more time? So HTTP Servlet, HTTP package, sub package, right? HTTP sub package, which contains HTTP related information. HTTP Servlet response, HTTP Servlet request, HTTP session object, HTTP session event. Mustafa, are you clear, right? What I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Going good, right? Yeah. So this is like an HTTP package. One more package is what I said, annotation package. This annotation package contains web filter annotation, web servlet annotation, web listener annotation, HTTP constraint annotation. These are like an annotation package. Okay, that's it. So Java Extra Servlet is a main package. This main package is nothing but a folder, right? CoreJava concept, guys. Package is nothing but a folder. Package is nothing but folder, right?
Sir, this package has only 4 sub packages.
4 sub packages, but out of 4 descriptor nothing. Descriptor contains only 2-3 files regarding JSP concepts. That's what I didn't focus more on that. And it contains one more resources is there, right? It also contains some XSD files. These are like XSD files because we need to configure these servlets using XML files. That XML validation required XSD files. That XSD files they're making this folder. Okay, this is not a package, guys. It's a folder, normal folder. It's not related to Java.
Yeah, because it does not have any .class file.
.java files are not there, right? Exactly. Yeah. It's not Java related. It's like XSD information.
Yes. So only 3 packages.
Only 3
sub packages.
Yeah, only 3 sub packages: annotation, descriptor, and HTTP. But description also contains only 3 files are there. That's why we didn't focus more on that. Okay.
Okay.
So finally, we have only 2 things mainly. But mainly here HTTP and annotation, right? Yeah. Guys, today at least try to install. See, guys, after that 1 hour class, after 1 hour, maybe 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, in the YouTube, just you can type in YouTube, just you can type Advanced Java Mr. Ratan 10:30. So that today class required session they'll upload in YouTube directly. Just you can upload Advanced Java by, just you can type Advanced Java by Ratan 10:30. Then immediately you'll get the last 2 videos, right? Advanced Java demo 1, demo 2. 1 day ago, 22 hours ago. It means after by 1 o'clock, guys. Mostly by 1 o'clock, we will get the Advanced Java demo 3 also. Today class. Okay, you try to check the today class also. Like this, you need to check guys. Good. Guys, next one is what? Yeah. So we need to, guys, lib folder, extract the lib folder. Lib folder contains libraries, guys. They are giving the Servlet predefined support in the form of the jar file. The jar file name is what? Servlet-api.jar. Servlet-api.jar, right? Yeah. Can please extract the jar file and can please see this all the points, okay? Gaurav, are you clear?
Yes, sir, I'm clear.
Gaurav, next folder. Tell me the next folder. Next folder. After lib folder, we have the logs folder, guys. Log folder contains .log files, guys, which contains like error information, log information. when the server started, when the server stopped, when the error is generated. Okay, so we have a log information, guys. Standard output and all, these are the log information, guys. Just if you open this, it's asking like when the time duration and all. 12th Jan 2022. We have some logs like this. We have some logs like this. At that time, 12th Jan 2022, 8:57, 8:25 in the morning, we have this exception, right? These are log file, guys. Log file contains what? Dot log files, which contains like servers, when the server started, when the server stopped. Okay, when the server is running, what the errors we got. Log files, right? Exactly. Yes, this folder contains log files. Okay, contains what? Contains log file. Log files, guys. Server startup time. Server startup time. Okay, server shutdown time. Okay, shutdown time. Okay, and the error logs, which all goes to log files, guys. Total 4 folders we done: bin folder, config folder, lib folder, and log folder, right? Total 4 folder we completed. Next folder, tell me. Cover over the next folder. Web apps folder. Web apps, before web apps folder, some temp folder is there, right? Temp folder contains temporary files, guys. So some temporary files, cached files will be stored in the temp folder. Temp folder means nothing but temporary files. Temporary files, right? Exactly. So some temporary files will be stored in the temp folder. Leave it. Don't focus more on temp folder, right? So how many folders, guys? Bin folder contains binary executables to start and stop the server. Config folder is there. Configuration details. Lib folder is there. jar files, guys. Predefined support. The predefined support, like lib folder. Log folder contains log files. Server startup time, server shutdown time, and error logs. Is all like log information, right? Exactly. After this error logs we got, right? Yeah, temporary files, guys. Next one is web apps folder. Because web apps folder means the name itself is web apps, web applications. Whatever the applications you deployed, those all applications are come to web apps folder. Because this folder contains what? All web applications, right? This folder contains what? All web applications. Because whatever the applications you deployed, that goes to web apps folder. Because what are the application which contains, it goes to what? Web apps folder, right? Yeah, this folder contains what? All web applications, right? Exactly. Web apps folder, guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Last folder is what? A work folder, I think, right? Yeah. Because after Servlets, you'll go for the JSP classes. But JSPs are directly not executed, guys. Every JSP translated to Servlet format internally. Because every JSP is translated to Servlet format. Every JSP translated to Servlet. So the converted Servlet executor will get the response. I'm saying like every JSP is translated to which format, guys? Servlet format, right? These converted Servlets are stored in work folder. Yes, I will show you what is the work folder contains while discussing JSP concepts. I will show you exactly what is the work folder will do. Okay, what is the exact work folder will do? I will show you that point. But as of now, we understood that work folder contains what? Every JSP is translated to Servlet format. The converted Servlets will be stored in. The converted Servlets will be stored in which folder? Work folder, right? Yeah, these are the 7 folders which is given by Tomcat server. I think you got the clarity about all the 7 folders, right?
Yes.
Yeah, bin folder, config folder, lib folder, log folder, temp folder, web apps folder, work folder. This is a Tomcat server, guys. Because basically the servers are 2 types. There are like 2 types of servers. 2 types of servers. What are 2 types of servers? Tell me, guys. Any idea? Number 1, web servers. Second one is what? Application servers, right? Application servers. Because web servers and application servers, guys. That's it. Because web server means what is the difference? The web server contains only web container. Because web server contains what? It contains like web container. So what is web container contains? Web container contains internally Servlet container plus JSP engine. Yes, web servers contains web containers only. Web containers means what? Servlet container and JSP engine. Servlet container is also known as Servlet engine. Servlet engine we can call JSP. JSP engine. JSP engine also known as Jasper. The Servlet container and what? JSP container, Jasper you can say. JSP container or JSP engine we can call. JSP engine container, JSP engine. Okay, Servlet container is also known as Catalina. Catalina they are saying Servlet container guys. JSP engine they are calling it as Jasper. Okay, so web servers contains only web container guys. Web container contains Servlet container plus JSP engine. Guys, who is responsible to execute the servlets? Servlets are executed by guys. Who will execute the servlets?
Server.
Server in the sense the server contains servlet container, right?
Yes.
So who is responsible to execute servlet means servlets are executed by servlet container, right? Exactly. I hope you got the clarity, right? They are saying server executor. Server means what? Nothing but container will execute, right? Servlet container. Okay. Because who will execute the JSP? Who will execute the JSP? JSPs are executed by what? I told you right just now. JSPs are executed by JSP engine. Okay, Jasper basically, JSP engine basically. Is that clear now? Yeah, you may have one question here. Sir, servlets are executed by servlet container, okay, but you are saying JSPs execute JSP engine, but JSPs are directly executed. JSPs are internally converted to servlet format.
Internally converted to servlets.
When it is internally converted to servlet format, JSP engine is responsible up to conversion process. JSP engine will read the JSP code, parsing the JSP code, translation of JSP code into servlet code. The JSP engine will do. Okay, JSP engine will do. Then what happened here? Once the JSP is translated to servlet format, then servlet container will execute the code, right? Yes, sir. No. Servlet container will execute the code, right? Exactly. If you observe the points clearly, to execute the servlets, only servlet container is enough, right? Guys, to execute the servlet, only servlet container is enough. But to execute the JSP, only JSP engine is enough? No, right? We need the web container. It means what? We require the both servlet container and JSP container or not? Guys, statement is clear. Who will execute the JSPs? JSP executed by only JSP engine? No, right?
Yes.
Only JSP engine execute the JSP? No, no. Guys, I told you now, every JSP internally translated which format? Every JSP is translated to servlet format, right? Every JSP is internally translated to servlet format. Then what happened here? Every JSP is internally translated to servlet format, right? In that case, every JSP is internally translated to servlet format. That's what web container require, right? Okay, fine. As of now, this is good, guys. Servlets are executed by servlet container, JSP is executed by JSP engine, right? Okay, good. Because what is application server contains? Because application server contains, it contains web container plus web container plus EJB container also. EJB container, right? It means it supports web applications. It contains web container, guys. Supports web applications running. Supports what? Web application execution, right? Exactly. Yes, but it contains web container plus what? EJB container, right? Both containers it is having. That's what supports to execute web applications and enterprise application, right? Supports to execute what? Tell me guys, to execute what? Web application plus web apps and enterprise applications, right? Enterprise apps also. The statements are clear? Exactly. Yes, the example of web servers are still we have some web servers, guys. One is a Jetty is the best example of web server. Jetty is a web server. IE is a web browser is there. Sorry, not browser. IES, guys. This is also one web server. Web server is there, right? Best example is Jetty. Application these days everything is application server, guys. So JBoss, Tomcat, these all are application server, right? Up to Tomcat 4.0, Tomcat is also web server only. From Tomcat 5.0 version onwards, Tomcat becomes what? Web server, right? Application server, right? Exactly. JBoss, Tomcat, WebLogic, these all are like application servers, right? Exactly. Okay, so how many types of servers total we have? So there are two types of servers. What are two types? Case one is application server and web server. Web servers and application servers. Web server supports only. Tell me guys, web server supports only web container, right? Web
Yes.
container is a combination of Servlet container and JSP engine, right? Yes, yes. Guys, I think you got the point, right? So today, everyone in your system try to complete installation of Tomcat server. Once I think Tomcat server is done, proper installation, everything is ready. Then tomorrow class, we will start first application about the Servlets.
So, Ratan sir,
Yeah.
what I understand is if we say if we type anything in the browser, like client, right? The request goes to the servlets, which
Yes.
runs on the server.
Yes.
And that servlets cannot directly contact to database.
Database.
That's why it's taking the help of JDBC.
JDBC. Yes.
Basically, JDBC का सिर्फ काम help करना है servlets को to contact database, right?
Yeah. Java application is contacting the database, right? Java application means maybe Servlets or maybe JSPs or maybe some other things also, right? JDBC is an API is helping to connect the database. Okay. Is that very clear?
Yes, yes. So basically, our request goes to servlets, right?
Exactly.
If server is low, it will not respond. That's why we tell that server is low.
Exactly. You got the points, right? Not Mustafa, tomorrow what we will do then? So tomorrow your system server is ready now. Then you
Yes.
create one servlet at server side. Using client, you will send a request. The servlet will take the request and respond for that request, right?
Yes.
Everything is fine, right? Everything is good? Yeah, meeting tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll meet, guys.